I don't live by like fear or if it's going to work. Like people are like, I don't know. I want to wait to have kids. I'm not ready. I got to think about it. Like, what's my style? I'm like, I don't do that. I just do it.
You're listening to the Almost 30 podcast, a lifestyle podcast hosted by Krista Williams and Lindsay Simsick.
Tune in for a new episode every Tuesday to hear our honest conversations about topics like wellness, entrepreneurship, spirituality, and self-development with guests who are really smart, really inspirational,
and really fucking funny. It's real, it's raw, and it's unfiltered.
Inspired by our transition from our 20s to our 30s, we realized it's so much more than that. Our mission is to provide you with the tools, guidance, and motivation to help you navigate any transitions in your life and propel your personal growth.
Thanks so much for tuning into the Almost 30 podcast.
Here we go. Welcome to the Almost 30 podcast. It's your best friends.
It's your BFFs. How many times do we get tagged in that picture of the two girls on the Pepsi ad? It's like a meme. It's like,
I've never seen it.
It's two girls sitting down. And,
we're getting tagged?
Yeah, and there's the Pepsi ad in the background. They're like, this is what it feels like listening to podcasts.
Oh, that one.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
Because that's what it is like.
We should create a new meme.
Family. I know we should have us, our pictures.
Something.
Yeah. I like that. I was looking at our Instagram today. I like that we're like literally not on our Instagram at all.
I know. It's nice.
Yeah, thanks, Chloe. I don't know what that means, but Chloe's like, I've grown our Instagram to 36K by not having pictures of y'all.
Literally the memes do really well. And then like
memes
the
crush.
Just the text. I mean, thousands of likes. I'm like, wait, I'm sorry.
Dude, text crushes.
It's crazy.
Where does she find that shit?
I don't know.
I don't know that. Like, I don't.
And you know what? If we were to say, hey, Chloe, where do you find that? She'd be like, don't worry about it.
I know.
She would just like put us in our chairs and be like, sit down. I'm like, running this shit.
Do my thing. Let me grow this to a billion K. Like
a billion K.
Let me just like run this shit. Even though I'm over Instagram, I'm fucking so over it.
It's real stressful.
It's just boring, dude. I'm like, what do you want?
I know.
Like, I'm just like, oh, I've seen it. Like, it's just crazy that I literally look at pictures of people having like a pizza picnic on the Eiffel Tower. And I'm like, boring.
Well,
our standards are so high.
What freaks me out too is like, and listen, hey, Instagram has really helped us grow. So like, shout out. Like, you know what I mean?
Actually, yeah, respect.
We're really not complaining and saying it should die. It's more just like, more deeply thinking about Instagram. But I don't really follow accounts that I should be following to like inspire me or whatever. I don't really like I don't even know who I'm following. It's like weird and random, but I should be more intentional about who I follow. But anyway, I'll do a deep dive into like, say, a blogger or some sort of influencer. And then I'll see like other people there following. And then it's literally like the same filters, photos, poses. It's like the weird, you know this more than I do, but it's really interesting and it freaks me out because I'm like,
why does this one get more likes than this one if it's the same thing?
It's like really weird.
That's what I wonder too. Because especially with blogging, like there's this formula now, it seems like, and it's like, why is this person getting more, but you guys are like at the same location? You're at the diner right now and you got the Lightroom filter going on with your thin sunglasses from ASOS. You know what I mean? I'm like,
it's the craziest
I'm literally not hating on it at all. Like what I'm saying basically is that content is so fucking fire. People are putting out such fucking fire that like, how do you compare?
I know. Exactly.
It's like, I mean, it would be, if I cared more, it would crush me. I'd be like, well, I don't put out fire. Like, I put out pretty good content, but like, I try and make it more the captions. But like, if I was making that fucking dope pictures and putting in the time to set up the scene and filter and do all that shit, and people weren't liking it, I'd be like, damn, this fucking sucks.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah,
it's so much time. But, you know, the thing about Instagram too is that like, it's created careers for people.
I know.
Like, people talk shit about it, but like it has actually created careers for people. And you know who it's created careers for a lot of people? Women. Yeah. For fucking women. Now it's leveling the playing field for women to like express themselves creatively, create their own business, make money online by doing stuff that they love. You know what I mean? It's like incredible.
Artists, posts. Like you're able to put up videos. Maybe you have a new song, or you're able to sell your products like in a really beautiful, interactive, engaging way. Like I know. I think it's just because it's number one. It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, man.
And just a lot of pressure.
I don't do that. Like, it's hard. I wish I had more time. But I also don't know. I struggle with it because I see, beautiful content created and I am in awe and I wish I could do that. But then again, too, I'm like, I don't know. It's hard to even talk about because I like play the game. But I'm like, that's not real though.
I know.
I'm like, what's going on here? Isn't it like, it's like, almost like I feel like people are wearing costumes. I'm like, are you guys wearing fucking costumes right now? Because you're wearing like overalls and like big. I'm like, you wouldn't wear that normally. You know what I mean?
I'm like always taken by the couples because I'm like, because then I'm like,
you both had to buy in.
And I assume that they're like happy and thriving, which they probably are, whatever, if your boyfriend or your partner is like taking part. But it's just so interesting. I'm like, what was that moment when like he hoisted you up over his head and like how many times I get into it. I'm like, how many times did you have to do it? Yeah.
And he's like, you're on his shoulders and like you're wearing this like perfect little tank top.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Dude, I know. I feel that. I mean, honestly, getting Justin to do one Instagram story is hard. It's impossible.
And he fucking crushes. If only he knew that, like.
If only he knew. I can't.
But only he knew that, like, if you participated in maybe a couple more photos a month, that, like, you guys could probably get free vacations every other month.
Honestly, he could be a model. Like, and I'm not even saying this. He could be an actual, I thought about it. Like, if someone would take him and be like, yo, I'm going to take pictures of you and, like, post them, he could have millions of followers.
I know. It's crazy.
I don't even know what that is, but I benefit from it.
You should buy the Instagram handle, like, Hot Daddy J.
Damn.
Now, so that when you have kids, like you'll take secret pictures of him just being cute as hell with the kids, and like it'll be Hot Daddy J. Just
what are your thoughts on putting kids on IG?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'll care.
Yeah, I mean, Jude, when we're having kids,
I don't think I'm going to be blatant. I don't think I'm going to be like blatant about it, but like, I don't know.
I don't even know what's going to be happening with the world when I'm having kids.
Truly.
Do you know what I mean? Like, what outlet or what digital platform are we going to be doing?
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
So true.
I know.
Well, I'll be wearing like Google glasses and just like...
Yo, and I just want to put a little bow on that. No hate. Love you, Instagram.
Yeah, for real.
I'm a blogger. I do that shit. It's just an observation that I have about the current climate.
Well, I think it's good to have those conversations. And I'm sure people at Instagram are having those conversations too. They have to. They kind of have to be in the heads of people who are using Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
For sure.
We should have someone on from Instagram.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
Was it?
Yeah. I mean, Alex.
Yeah.
Our good friend Alex works at Instagram. Yeah, I'd just be curious. It's always sometimes though too with those companies, like you're like, oh God, what's going on behind the scenes that I don't want to know about.
Totally. It's like freaky almost.
You know, like Facebook and Instagram and Google, all that shit.
Ooh. I think Apple is the weirdest, man. I think they do the weirdest shit. Yeah. Like with like when you get updates and when they get a new phone, they make your phone slower.
Mm-hmm.
And if you buy any Apple products like chargers that aren't Apple certified, they like fuck up your computer. You know what I mean?
But also love Apple.
Yeah, but also branding on point.
Yeah, branding on point. It's
also,
amazing.
Apple started cleanliness in marketing.
Yeah. It's like,
continuity.
I was actually thinking about that the other day. I was like, damn, like that was so different than anything anybody was doing aesthetically.
True.
And literally transported every person in the world to like this other clean, efficient realm. And you're like, I want to be there. And every product can get me there. Yeah.
Like rounded edges.
Mm-hmm. Sleek as hell.
White. It's fucking crazy to think about. Like, who did that? Who was like, yo, let's make this shit white?
Well, we could ask.
Yeah, James.
Yeah, James. We can ask James.
Probably did it. James like, oh, that's
James, tell me all the silly things. Like, I want to know like the stupid, like surface shit about Apple.
Yeah.
Who thought of the rounded edges?
Yeah, why white?
Yeah, good one. Shout out to Apple and Instagram. Love you.
Yeah. Send us shit. Dude, what if Apple sponsored? That'd be fucking crazy.
The day Apple sponsors, I'm done.
100%.
I would actually decline politely because I would be so
freaked out.
Nervous.
Yeah, I'd be freaked out. Like, what do you want us to promote?
I mean, they could send it. We're actually going to buy new laptops soon.
Yeah, that's true.
So
if you guys want to send us laptops, we need them. Our little biz needs.
Truly. We're building out.
Yeah, we're building out. We need,
and we're going all in. So we're doing it.
Yep.
Anyway. Okay. Today, yet another incredible entrepreneur on our hands who was gracious enough to come up to LA and record with us and have a conversation about starting her brand, Kopari Beauty. So they are a new sponsor on the podcast. We really, truly love this brand. And we wanted to have Gigi Goldman on the podcast to talk about how and why she started Kopari.
Yeah, she's the co-founder with her husband. And when she came over, she was so cool. I loved her. She came with her son and her little son's friend, her hot little son.
Her son
was fine, y'all.
Sorry, Gigi. We're going to freak you out. But like,
I hope this is okay.
All right, can you reenact 12? When he came up the stairs and said hi to you?
Yo. So Gigi comes. I'm like, oh, give me a hug. She's the best. She's like, I brought my son. She's so sweet. She's like, this is like time we spend together.
Yeah, she was really like.
And he's like, literally looks me dead in the eye and is like, hi, nice to meet you. I'm like, ah. Like most little boys are like looking at their phones. They're like, they don't look at you. Yeah, they think you're uncool. They don't look at you. They don't want to talk to you. They want to like, play games on their phone and Fortnite, whatever. And he just like held a conversation. I talked to him about Supreme. He's like in a Supreme reselling business. He was so like personable. He's like, I know, totally. It sounds great. When he left, he was like, it was really nice to meet you guys.
Yeah. I was like, huh?
I was
like, really nice to meet you too.
It was nice to meet you.
And I was picturing him 10 years from now. I know. Because I'm a creep.
Gigi, you better watch it, honey.
I'm a creep.
You better watch it. Honey.
His hair flow, his blue eyes, his freckles.
He is blonde.
Done.
Are we going to tall?
Are we going to be put on some list like people watch out for?
I know,
Almost 30
literally.
Girls?
Anyway, so then Gigi came up and Gigi is so warm and cool. And cool. I'm so thankful she drove up from San Diego. I know they were doing other stuff, but I really loved the way that she was so sure and she was so trusting of the process of her life. So, when you look back at your life, everything has led up to this. There's decisions that you made, there's situations that have happened that have brought you to here, but she was so trusting of it.
Yeah.
And she was so family first. It was really inspiring.
And she really didn't allow, we all have doubts and our own insecurities, but her forward movement was so fucking powerful and strong. Like there was zero room for hesitation, for any pauses. Like it happened so quickly. In 2.5 years, they started and built this brand to what it is today. You've seen it all over Instagram, Facebook. Man. Like it's doing so well. Well, one, because the products are really good and sourced. You kind of have to watch out when you source coconuts and all things coconut, and they do it right. And so we talk a lot about her process, working with her husband, finding balance, why clean, simple, natural beauty is really important as we move forward and evolve, as human beings. And I love her candidness. Like, I think to be so candid when you're in it is really important instead of just making it look like everything was fucking roses. And it wasn't. It was really, really hard. I think she was really lucky at times to have certain connections that she had, but that doesn't mean it was easy. So,
yeah. And I just wanted to hang out with her. I was like, you're so down to earth and she's so present. And I feel really proud to, represent Kopari and that they're sponsors.
Yeah.
It's a good feeling.
She's amazing. So enjoy this episode. And you can go to koparibeauty.com, use our code almost30 just as a side note. But we are, just so grateful to Gigi. So enjoy this one. We will see you guys on the flip side. We'll talk a little bit about our tour in the outro. This episode is brought to you by Vitruvi. I actually just introduced Diffuser Life to one of my friends.
Oh, who?
Who just got, my friend Megan, who just got her own apartment.
Cool.
And I just, like, diffuser is one thing. One thing to me, like, about the diffuser is that not only does it kind of like set the mood, you know, it kind of puts you into like this,
100%.
Oh, I'm relaxing now. But diffusing essential oils into the air, you're taking them in, they're on your skin, you're breathing them in. It's super healing, especially like a lavender at night or maybe like an orange in the morning. Like you can be that specific about how you use your diffuser. So she loves it. She's like, wait, how did I live without it?
I know. Whenever I do that, I'm like, I'm about to have a fucking night.
Yeah.
You know, I'm
Totally.
like, I light my candles, put my diffusers on. I'm like, it brings me joy.
I know.
So weird.
It's like this weird part of self-care that you would never expect would
Takes
bring
1
you so
second.
much joy.
Literally.
So Vitruvi believes in, you know, making that time for yourself, and it is time well spent. So they carefully source their oils from over 30 countries, and they're all premium quality. But what's great is that they take out the middleman. So, you know, for us, they're really affordable. And, you know, they don't want essential oils to be something that we kind of tiptoe around. It's like, oh, we can't use them because they're so special and so expensive. These are affordable and premium quality. And so we just love them so much. So you can go to vitruvi.com, vitruvi.com, shop around, see what kind of calls to you. They have beautiful diffusers and their oils are just amazing.
Yeah.
And you can use our code almost30 for 20% off your first order. That is a fucking deal.
Yeah. Yes, child. Get
Come
ahead.
on. All right, enjoy.
Come on.
This episode is also brought to you by Schmidt's Naturals.
Schmidt's.
My charcoal magnesium deodorant. I just got my mom on it.
Oh, you did?
She won't stop talking about it.
Oh, we had someone in the group too that was like, thanks so much for introducing us to Schmidt's. We love their deodorant. Or like, I love their new deodorant.
Yeah. Deodorant, soap, what else? Toothpaste.
Toothpaste is so good.
All those things. Like, it's so good. And you know what's great? It's just, it's unexpected, the scents and the ingredients. So there's a rose vanilla, a bergamot lime, charcoal magnesium, lavender sage, cedarwood juniper. I want that under my pits.
Yes. I like the texture of it. So for deodorant, it's hard to find like a natural deodorant that has a great texture that lasts and that smells good. And I love that, you know, I can have something like that. And for a natural deodorant, I put it on morning and night, so it's okay to put it on more. If you're working out more often, you can put on more because what it does is doesn't prevent you from sweating like aluminum does, which is in traditional antiperspirants, but it just helps to absorb. So it really just works with the rhythm of your body.
Yeah, and check out our interview with Jamie Schmidt, the founder of Schmidt's Naturals. Came out about a month ago, but she's just incredible. And the story is really inspiring. And they started the company because they believe it was possible to make really small changes, but effective changes to your lifestyle that will benefit your overall health. So, you know, it's being brought to the masses now, and we're just proud to have them as a sponsor. So you can use our code almost30, ALMOST30, when you go to schmidtsnaturals.com for 20% off. So Schmidt's Naturals, SCHMIDTS naturals.com. Use our code almost30 for 20% off.
Enjoy.
We have Gigi Goldman here. This is really exciting.
You got a great name.
Thanks.
Yeah,
What's your maiden name?
My maiden name's Farah. So it was Gigi Farah.
That's
and
cool too.
Bye.
Do you like it?
Did you like it? Gigi Farah is the fucking best name.
It
Gigi
was
Goldman.
perfect.
Truly.
When I was a
Amazing.
reporter, it kind of sounds like a catchy name.
Oh,
you know
what
what I
were you a
mean?
reporter? Like,
Yeah.
news?
So my first job out of college, and this was my dream job, I was a reporter in Beaumont, Texas, which literally is an hour and a half outside of Houston.
How big was your hair?
My hair
honey.
was really big,
Blonde.
and the town literally smelled like oil, and Walmart was the freaking highlight.
I'm sure.
My now husband dropped me off there 20 years ago, and he's like, adios, I'm out of here. And I don't know what you're doing.
No
like,
way.
you're crazy.
Did you guys break up?
So we broke up for like 4 months, and I told him, I'm like, look, this is something I got to do, or I'm going to hold it against you forever. And I lived my dream, and I came back a year later, and I went into PR and marketing. And it's so weird because my husband and I looked at each other like a year ago, and he's like, I kind of know why you were a reporter now, because I was on it all came back. Like I was on QVC now. I do a lot of interviews. I speak at trend shows. And he's like, what you did 20 years ago,
We
like,
talk about that so much. Yeah.
came full circle. So anything you're doing today, it's going to, all the dots are going to connect later in life. Yeah.
100%. Yeah. I actually was my degree was in mass communications, and I had internships to be a sports reporter is what I wanted to do.
I love it.
Did you start to learn about sports
be?
at any point?
I was learning, but then I was like, oh, like boys have been learning about sports since they were born. And there's no way. And I just didn't want to fight that. I'm like, I don't care enough to make $22,000 a year in Beauville, Texas.
I was making $18,000, and I mean,
damn.
yeah.
Well,
And
if they told me how much I'd be making, I'm like, I'm good.
Yeah, honestly. And I was covering like the pig show to like the prison breakout. I mean, you never knew what was coming next.
Ooh, that'd
and
be a good one.
Yeah, I mean, it was hysterical.
That would be a good one. But I remember I had to like be on TV. I was like, or like practice being on TV. Being like
the green screen.
Yeah.
I would practice in front of the mirror.
Oh, yeah.
I totally go into my reporter mode.
That's amazing.
It's hysterical. But you're like, minor detail. I don't even like sports, but I want to be a sportscaster.
I just was like, how could I be in this, but it's cool? You know what I mean? Erin Andrews was hot at the time. Like Erin Andrews was really big. I was like, she's so cool and like laid back.
I wanted to be a weather girl.
Oh, really? That's, yeah.
So I took like weather, climate, and environment in college. Failed.
That'd be a
like,
good class.
You would think, but it was mainly about like below the Earth's surface. And I was like,
I
want to be above the surface, and I want to just like stand there and
like literally and figuratively above the surface.
Well, it's funny because we all had similar aspirations.
I know.
In
I
the
don't know
TV
what
business.
it was though, because it's like with the sportscaster. I don't know why.
Because boys think they're pretty.
I think that's probably why.
Yeah.
I think that's probably why.
It was
but yeah,
related
it makes
to
sense
boys.
now. I'm like, we're on TV a lot.
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah.
It all comes full circle.
So you came
we're
back to
not on
San
TV a
Diego.
lot. I don't know why.
I was like, that's the future.
You never know.
I was like,
I'll
we're on TV a lot. Like,
I'll let her roll with it.
literally, we're never
That
on
was
TV.
future Krista right now.
I've been on TV like one time. I don't know what it was for.
So you came back to San Diego, got back with your husband.
Got back with my husband.
No
So where did you meet in college?
Yeah, we met at USD.
Oh, cool.
University of San Diego.
Did you know he was the one right away?
You know what? We were best friends for a long time. I actually dated one of
secret
his
sauce.
friends. So secret sauce, people. It's the key. I was actually dating one of his best friends. He dated one of my best friends. And both of our groups of friends were really close. And we both stayed in San Diego after college, where a lot of people went to San Francisco. And that's where we became like inseparable. I'd be like, do you want to meet for a drink before I go on a date? And then we both looked at each other and we're like, what the heck are we doing? So one day we go up to Laguna, and my dad's there with my brother, and they have this big like medical event, and Bryce comes with me. And after the event and a couple glasses of wine, we're sitting on the luggage cart and we're just talking, and I turn over and it was our first kiss. And from there, it was like, you know, when you have that first kiss and then you're like, dude, is this going to go anywhere, or is it going to fizzle out really quickly? And from there, it was just like, we knew we were meant to be together.
Yeah.
The Beaumont reporting thing kind of put a little like, you know, detour in the road, but it was the best choice I ever made, because we took that year and really got to know each other without any, you know, sex involved or anything, which can be a distraction, right? So we talked on the phone all the time, and he really outlined like who he wanted in a wife. And I kind of said what I wanted in a husband. And so it was like all out on the table, and there were no secrets or surprises. when we got married, which was huge.
What were those things? Like, what did you guys outline?
You know what? And I know like a lot of people are going to
kind of stuff.
Yeah,
I
it's
like
just
that.
Me too. Lay it out.
Yeah, lay it out.
Lay it out on the table. And I think that this is going to be something that like I grew up with working parents. So, and they were really not involved in my childhood. So I really wanted like that stay-at-home mom. Like I used to make myself brown paper bag lunches and put like the love notes in it because it wasn't
when you were little.
Yeah, like and color, and I was a total mom type. So you
get to lunch and be like, "What does she have to say today?" And you like open it up, you're like, "My mom says I'm the best."
Yeah, like, you're ready. So I think Bryce, because I had those working parents, and they also got divorced when I was 16. He really wanted to know that I was seriously committed to family. And part of that for him was even staying home when the kids were young. And he's like, I know that's not what you saw in your life, but like, what do you want? Is that something that you want? And I go, actually, that's what I want because I didn't have it. So I want to give it to them. So it was kind of that balance. And I'm like, but at the same time, I'm a worker bee and I'm a driver and I go out into the world and do it. So I stayed home when the kids were young. It's the best thing I ever did because we really formed that bond. And then, of course, I was president of the PTG. My friend's like, you are such a dork. I'm like, it's just because I want to work. And like, what else do you do when you stay home? Right.
Totally.
So even when I was home, I was a psycho parent. Like I took it to the next level. Like I wasn't just like
check out my spreadsheet for summer camps.
Yeah. I was like spreadsheet for sports, summer camps. Let me change a school. Like I added a marketing program to the kids' school. They're like, do we even need that? I'm like, yes, recruitment. You know, I was crazy. But when our youngest went to kindergarten, my husband was third generation in a beauty business. So his grandfather was in the beauty business. His dad and mom both worked in the beauty business. And then he was third generation and it had always been his dream to start a beauty line. And I was a stay-at-home mom using coconut oil for everything. Because when I became a mom, I kind of became psycho about health and wellness.
Yeah.
Because all of a sudden you've got these gifts and you're like, I just want to do the best for them and for myself because I want to be around for these guys. My mom was also a total hippie in Chicago, which is kind of like an oxymoron because we grew up in this like Lily Pulitzer town and she was doing yoga and meditating and recycling before anyone even knew what that meant. So I was really into natural cooking and I was using coconut oil in the kitchen. And because I was a multitasking crazy mom, I'm like, oh my God, this feels so good on my skin. And then the kids would have like a scar or a rash or a sunburn. I'd be like, oh my God, just put coconut oil on it. I don't know if you guys have seen my Big Fat Greek Wedding where they use Windex for everything. Well, I use coconut oil. Literally, it became for everything. And so he just saw that natural was trending in the beauty industry and important to him too. He saw oils were big and we're like, hey, no one's really planted their flag in coconut oil. And he's like, why not make beauty approachable and cool and fun, kind of like the surf industry? So he saw all these like cool aesthetic visuals on that side of it. And then the natural, and it all came together in this perfect moment. And when my daughter went to kindergarten, I'm like, let's get this party started. And that's kind of how the whole thing evolved.
I love that.
Were you nervous that like the natural approach, the really simple approach to beauty would be well received? Or were you like super confident that because you had incorporated it into your own life?
I think naiveness is bliss. And I don't really, I'm not someone who overanalyzes shit. I'm like, just do it, get it done, and we'll worry about it later. And because I had that extra time and I really believed in coconut oil and I really believed in like the concept, I was like, who cares if it works or doesn't work? We're 40. Do we want to die saying we tried or say, I wish I had done that on our deathbed? Like, I don't know. I don't live by like fear or if it's going to work. Like people are like, I don't know. I want to wait to have kids. I'm not ready. I got to think about it. Like, what's my style? I'm like, I don't do that. I just do it.
Figure it out later.
Yeah.
I love that.
And I'm like, I don't live by fear. I just do it. Yeah.
Do you think that is because of your dad or what do you think? Why do you think that is?
I think it's part personality.
Yeah.
Like I've always been that. I mean, like, look, I have my insecurities of course, just like everyone does. But when it comes to work, I mean, again, part of it was like both my mom and dad were hugely successful. And they both worked. And I was kind of like, oh, that's just, that's just what happens.
It's in your
you
DNA.
Just,
Totally.
yeah. And I always thought like, hey, if you work your ass off, you're kind and you're genuine, it just works out kind of. And I don't know if that's true. That's just what I literally have thought since I was young. And I've always had to work hard. I'm not brilliant. I wasn't like one of those high scoring, high achieving students. Like I had to work hard, but it worked out for me.
Love that.
Yeah.
Where do you even begin when you're starting a product line?
Yeah.
I'll tell you where we started. So my husband had some contacts in terms of manufacturing. So I went to these manufacturers and I asked them, how do you get started? And they're like, okay, you need the packaging guy, the fragrance guy, the marketing person, the blah, blah, blah. So I kind of wrote all those people down and they referred different people. We landed on our manufacturer. And then I'd call the fragrance house and I'm like, okay, tell me what you do. What do you specialize in? Aromatic extracts, synthetic, etc. And then I realized there's 3 different types of fragrances. And I literally had this whiteboard while my kids are running around in the background and my husband's trying to do his full-time job. And I just learned, like I learned in school, right? But instead of that information being fed to me, I had to go out and find it. And then what we did is our friend James Brennan, who we went to college with, and now look, we've been graduated from college 20 years later. And I will say I am still close with 15 people from college, if not more. So the people you meet there, you don't know how they're going to impact your life now. And one of them's our partner in business. He had started Suja Juice and a bunch of other companies. And we went to him with the idea, Sunday morning in our pajamas, I've got this box of like coconut products and I'm telling him the idea. And he's like, oh my God, you're never going to freaking believe this. Like 4 different people have brought up coconut to me in the past 2 weeks. And he's the type of guy, when there's that synergy out in the universe, he puts the pedal to the metal. And Bryce and I needed that because we're kind of slow and steady. Like every day, you'll know where I am if I'm your friend. It's like, drop off the kids, exercise. I'm like really routine oriented and he's more like, take it to the sky. So it's the perfect balance. And he was like, and one of the people I want you to meet that talked about it was Kiana, who's our partner. And so we met within a month. And a month later, we launched the company, you guys. It was like, it happened so quickly.
Wow.
It was insane. So we had like the footprint, like the resources, and we're with all those resources today, like our lab, our fragrance house, and our packaging guy. But then it morphed with the 4 of our ideas together into something bigger than we could have ever anticipated. When I tell you 3 years ago, if you told me today that we would be in Sephora and Nordstrom's and that we'd be in Elle magazine and that I'd even be on a podcast, I'd be like, you guys are freaking insane.
It's crazy.
That I'd be on almost 30 when I'm almost 50.
I know, honey.
You guys are making me feel young.
But
Yeah,
it
you
is
are.
crazy to kind of think back and again,
I get the chills.
connect the dots and really like put into perspective that because you were a mom and doing what you wanted to do as a stay-at-home mom and taking care of you and your family and nourishing your body and your kids, an idea was just born. It came so naturally. It's not like you were like, well, I should start a business because this, and then you kind of forced things. It just came so naturally. Was there anything really difficult about that like idea to product? I guess I'm thinking like, if it's your own idea and it lives so closely to your heart, like, did you ever have a moment where it was hard to work with other people?
Yeah,
to,
that's
like,
what I was wondering too. Since there's 4 people involved.
You know what? There was a moment and it was totally egotistical and self-centered. And I knew that the biggest lesson is working together and sharing the idea is when it really becomes what it's become today. I mean, Kiana and James have contributed so much. There is no way if we held on to that so tight to our chest because we wanted to be the like center of it and the winners. And it wouldn't be what it is today because it morphed into this thing that was bigger than all of us. I think one thing that we've realized too over the past 4 years is what's everyone's strength, and let's lean on that and utilize it instead of me wanting to be good at everything. Like Kiana's great at the aesthetics and the cool factor. I'm great with the people and the maybe bigger strategy. Bryce is great with the numbers, and James is great at pushing us to the next level. So we all play a role, and it's part of that role. It's just like I equate it to like the family, you know, It's not about one of us. It's about all of us. We all win. One of us loses and we all lose. Right. But it was a little bit hard at first, but I really believe in like, this sounds cheesy, in the universe and the synergy. And like, there was a reason we met James for coffee that morning. And there was a reason that Kiana had talked to him a week before. Like that doesn't happen by accident. One thing I want to go back to though, that you said is forcing it. When I was in my 20s, I was constantly trying to force things, whether it was like with a boyfriend or living my dream or like always like trying to take it to the next level instead of just listening to the current. And I remember I kept like leaving these articles on my husband's desk about, you know, coconut oil. And I was like trying to force it. And when I allowed it to happen at the right time, which was when my daughter went to kindergarten, look what happened. I think if I had pushed it before we were ready, it wouldn't be what it is today.
Yeah.
So really,
the timing in the market's insane.
The timing and listening to the currents. Like there are currents out there and flow with them. The other thing I'll say is it sounds like really easy. I'm like, oh, this happened in 3 years. It's been freaking brutal. Okay. So I don't want to like paint this picture that it's like, oh, it's just a miracle happened. My husband and I were working 2 jobs initially because we had to have the income from our old job and we just didn't want to jump ship. We have kids, a house, all this stuff. So we were working 2 jobs. We were working together, which isn't always easy. It's like, how do you turn it off? You've got different ideas. You're arguing. And my husband and I are best friends and we agree on most things, but this is like such an intense environment with so many critical decisions that there was a lot of times where we're like, we don't even like each other right now, which was a huge bummer. Like we'd been married 15 years and it was just like a whole new test in our life. That's really settled down, but there's a lot of insecurity and like fears. Like you're walking into freaking Sephora for the first time. How does that work? Like, what do you even, you know, but again, I always approached everything as I approached like my friendships. So I don't talk business talk and then friend talk. Like that's all one world for me. Mom talk is similar too. It's like, so I think that helped. I just approached everything as myself.
You.
That's it.
I love that.
And did my best. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
What are some of those fears like when you're dealing with like big wigs like Sephora and Nordstrom?
I think one, just not knowing how they work, right? So there's all these lingos, there's, you know, strategy, there's approach, there's all of these different things that go into their business. And they're used to dealing with a lot of people that know that. I think they also deal with people who don't know it too, but just making sure you're it's like giving your kid to a school. You know what I mean? And you're like, how do I know this is the best school for them? How are they going to be nurtured? It's like we're handing over our product to these retailers and just making sure that it's the right, you know, partnership and the right, everyone's aligned on the strategy and what we're focused on doing for the brand. So, I mean, my God, we learned so much in 2.5 years. It's just been insane. But I'll tell you, it's exciting. I'm never bored.
We interrupt this episode to bring you a word from our sponsor, Kopari Beauty. They are doing non-toxic beauty right. They are using 100% organic coconuts to source their coconut oil. And this coconut oil absorbs beautifully into the skin. Do you ever use coconut oil and it just sits on your skin and you're like shiny as hell and just slip it off of everything you touch? Not with Kopari. So we hope you're enjoying this episode today with the founder of Kopari, Gigi Goldman. So inspiring, so rad. Love hearing her story. But what I'm obsessing over right now is the Body Care Dream Team Kit. All right. My shower experience has never been the same. In this kit, you get the coconut crush scrub and a coconut body milk. And the coconut crush scrub has the shell of the coconut crushed up in the scrub. Okay. They're using the whole coconut, my people. And it just leaves my skin feeling glowy and smooth. And it's just healthy as hell. And then the coconut body milk just leaves my skin feeling silky and smooth and just amazing. So check out koparibeauty.com, peruse the site. Obviously, we have a code for you. The code is almost 30 for 15% off. So that's ALMOST 30 at checkout for 15% off on koparibeauty.com, KOPARI beauty.com. This episode is also brought to you by Four Sigmatic. You know them, you love them. We've been talking about them in our secret Facebook group. People have been wondering what our favorites are. I'm going to tell you right now. My favorite is the chai latte with turkey tail and reishi. I actually recently went to the Shroom Room. Yes, they have a little cute as hell room on Abercrombie in Venice. So if you're ever in LA, please visit the Shroom Room. And the kind mushroom gentleman served me a cup of the chai latte. And I love it because it has powdered coconut milk. So this is dairy free, but it's still like creamy and delicious. It has turkey tail in there for your gut health. Listen, your gut is your second brain. We got to take care of it. And it also has reishi to support like relaxation. It's super calming. I love reishi before bed. And it has spices in there. It's just such a delicious elixir. I love it so much. And there's so many others on there. Can't even speak about it. So you can visit foursigmatic.com/almost30. And at checkout, you'll get 15% off your entire order. That's foursigmatic, foursigmatic.com/almost30. I speak so fast. You're welcome. That's 15% off at checkout. Love you guys.
Before you found this and you were kind of like putting the coconut oil, you're like starting to have that conversation. Were you ever like, what is, besides, being a mom, like, is your purpose? Were you ever just like, what? Because I guess what I'm getting to is that you see the dots connect when you have your thing that makes the dots make sense. Mm-hmm. So before the dots connected and this all made sense, how are you feeling?
I'm a total searcher. But this is what I've realized. Where you are right now and whatever you're doing is all that matters. It's like, and my mom had this same personality. You're like looking outside and like the retreat or where should I go or the girlfriend or whatever. Yeah. And it's like your purpose is right here, right now. And once I realized that, it brought so much more happiness. And like sometimes I'd stay at home and be like, God, I wish I was working. Or, I wish I was doing this. It's like, what you're doing right here and right now is all that matters to me. I mean, of course, you've got to plan for the future and do all of that. Mm-hmm. But I think what you're asking is like, did I have my path or journey? And I was really just trying to live in the moment and be grateful for that moment. I had the opportunity to go to the park with my kids and like really create that bond. And a lot of people don't have that choice, right? Mm-hmm. So really appreciating that. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wow. To talk about the product a little bit, because our listeners are starting to learn about it through us talking and using the products, which we love so much.
Yeah, man. It's crazy.
Yeah.
They're addictive.
Yeah. I like, so I was like, oh, this is going to be dope. Like I love coconut oil. This is going to be amazing. But I'm like blown away. And being honest about the consistency and like it's coconut oil done in the right way. The body cream is the bomb. I use the coconut oil moisturizer and then the scrub.
Yeah,
the scrub is
the bomb.
I want to eat it.
It makes my skin feel.
Can we?
I know. I put some on my skin.
I used it
this
morning.
It makes my skin so soft.
Yeah,
and the lip.
Oh gosh, forget it.
How?
Do you guys sell out of that like hotcakes?
I mean, that's like hotcakes.
Yeah.
I mean, people cannot get enough of it. I literally have one in my purse in my car. I was at lunch today with Kiana and her boyfriend, and I'm like, I forgot my lip love. Do you have one? I'm like, I can't freaking live without it.
It's the best.
How do you ensure? Because I guess as people are becoming more conscious about their products, how do you source like the coconut oil?
How do you get that?
I don't even know what the concerns are, to be honest. I know there's like the way in which they cut down the palm or they don't cut down the palm trees. Like, so how do you ensure all of that, and what is important to know?
So we sustainably source our coconut oil from small family farms on the Philippine Islands. And actually we're headed out there this year because we are going to be doing a volunteer project where we help build houses for the people who actually work on those farms.
That's amazing.
So it's going to be awesome. So
are you bringing the kids?
Yeah, we're going to bring the kids. Kiana's coming. We're going to do it as a family. And I'm really excited.
I can't
for
wait
that.
to go.
Yeah,
We're coming. So much fun.
And literally, we're going to paint the houses like Kopari blue. So it's going to be an amazing experience. But that was really important to us, that sustainability. Also, when we set out to find our coconut oil, not all coconut oil is equal. It's just like wine. You guys, you've got your $2 chuck or whatever, $2 bottle of wine, and you've got your 50, and it's all in the way that those grapes are cultivated and nurtured. It's the same with coconuts, right? So the climate has a huge impact, not touching interactive metals, not being exposed to extreme temperatures, just like small batch. Like we're not dealing with like 10 million coconuts that are just all crap. It's like the finest of the finest, and you can smell it, and the absorption's insane.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done different tests, like where I've taken 2, and you can just see the difference.
That is what's different. It's weird.
It's so different.
Yeah, because I'll put on coconut, or before I use Kopari, I would put it on. I'm like 4 hours later, I'm still slick.
I'm still like sliding off my seat.
Yeah, I'm like my couch is like all stained. That's so true.
It's so the absorption. And so we're really starting to use every part of the coconut. So like in the crushed scrub that you mentioned, we use crushed coconut shells.
Oh, cool.
And we're starting to incorporate the water and the milk. So we're just like coconut crazy. Seriously.
What are the benefits of coconut oil for like everything? Oh
my gosh. Hydration. It has one of the highest fatty acid concentrations of any oil on the planet. And it's those fats that soak into the skin and lock in that hydration. The other thing is it has lauric and capric acids, which are antibacterial and antimicrobial. So not only is it hydration, but it has that soothing aspect to it. So, I mean, people even put it on like acneic skin and different things because it helps with that inflammation.
Yeah, I guess sometimes when we talk about oils, especially in our Facebook group, some people are concerned. They're like, oil on my face. I don't want to get it on my face. So how can we kind of quell their fears? Because it works. I mean, I know it works. But
I hear it a lot too.
What's the science behind it?
Especially with a teenage boy. Oil balances oil, you guys. When your skin is dying for oils, it overproduces. So when you put oils on it, it balances it out. I use the analogy like, want to lose weight, eat fat. People are like, what are you talking about? And I mean, the good fats like avocado and, coconut oil. So that's the analogy I use.
I love that. That's a really good
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. Lose weight, eat healthy fats.
Yeah.
People are like, wait, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's like a new thing. People are like, well, people are understanding it now.
Yeah.
Was there ever a time with the business where you're like, I don't know if this is going to work?
I've never thought it wasn't going to work. I think it's to which degree it's going to work. But there have been times where I've looked at my husband and been like, I want to quit.
Yeah.
Can I do that?
Yeah. Is he full time now with you? Like,
yeah, he's the CEO.
Okay.
Yeah. I focus on retail and kind of retail marketing. And then Kiana is really focusing on content, aesthetic, and product development. But we all collaborate on everything, but we try to choose areas to focus on so that we didn't move in herds and we could help lead and keep the brand vision alive in each of those channels. And then our direct to consumer business is huge. And the first person we hired was Megan Bush, and she's still with us, and she manages our website and all of our digital advertising, which is really what put us on the map.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Why do you think?
I think we were one of the first beauty brands to really focus on that space. And I think we took the approach of digital first. And so we went out with a really strong social media platform, digital advertising, influencer strategy. And that's how we were born. And then we went into retail. It wasn't our primary goal. In fact, at one point we're like, should we go into retail? But then we really thought about you guys, the consumers, and we think people shop 360, right? So they want to buy it online, but they want to touch it in stores. So we listen to our customers, which we do on every level, even when it comes to product development. And we tried to create a business that fits everyone's life, real life. A lot of the decisions we make are super practical. They're not like high level strategy. It's like, okay, let's ask the consumer what they want. Okay, let's create that. Super simple, people. Like,
that's what we do too. We're like, hey guys,
what do you want to hear?
What do you want to hear?
Yeah,
where do you want us to go? Like, how can we help? But people don't normally go to that first because they think they need this like high level, really complicated strategy, and they need to hire the PR and hire this and hire that. And all you need to do is listen. That's really interesting.
You guys, that's so true. And that's in every area of my life. Like my gut and just common sense is what wins.
How do you connect with your gut?
So every year it gets easier to do because I'm more confident and I've been in the world longer. And I'm like, okay, I've felt that before. I haven't listened. And how has that worked out for you? And now it's like you just clear the webs and you listen to it. You meditate, you do yoga, and you breathe. And you're like, oh God, the answer is super simple. And I've just like so complicated it.
Yeah.
How has it been working with your husband? Like, what has been really challenging? How do you balance being a mom?
Oh God, I just got the chills. That's the hardest part. So because I was home with my kids for 12 years, I feel like I had that really good foundation, and we set a lot of the boundaries and parameters and in our family during that time. And so I really have the faith in them, and they also have the faith in me that we're allowing each other to do this really. My office is also less than a mile away from the school. So Alex, for example, can just walk to the office, or I can run, pick him up. I have a sitter. Every night we try and have family dinners. So we try and balance it. But like, I'll be totally honest. Like there's times my 9-year-old daughter is like super bummed I'm not picking her up from school. But then at the same time, like she's in the shower trying to create a little like shampoo because she sees her mom doing that. Or Alex is trying to create his own business with, reselling clothes because he's like, wow, my parents did it and they were there and conscious from the beginning of this journey. So they've really seen it take off. So I think they're proud and then a little pissed that we're not always around. But I've also cut a lot of the fat out of my life. And so it's like family, work, and close friends. Yeah. And I'm saying no to a lot of stuff that doesn't fit into those three things. And like I said, I bring, like Alex is here with me during this interview now. So I just bring the kids when I can and we divide and conquer. So it's working out, and the kids are at an age where I feel like they can handle it.
Have you gotten any like kickback from other like moms or family or judgment? You know what I mean?
SD moms.
I always think about, because it's hard to like stay in your lane and just know what works for you, and like you find a way. But sometimes when you're finding the way, like people just have so much to say.
I'm sure a lot of people are expressing a lot of judgment behind my back, maybe, but no one says it to me. And I have a really strong group of girlfriends, both from college and now through motherhood. In fact, Chelsea's one of my best friends and her son's here with me too. And they've been super supportive. And I've even said to them, I'm sorry, I'm not being the best friend I can be right now. And totally transparent about it.
Yeah,
and they're like, you know what? You're right. You're not, but we've got the foundation again, and the relationship's going to extend. I think if you're just honest about it, it's okay. And like, hey, I'm sorry, I'm not being the best friend I can be right now because my focus is here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like that. Right now.
Yeah, it's hard.
You do?
Well, it's hard running a business. And we're not in, we're like, we see each other and are working with each other all the time, but we also have like our college friends. We have our friends from different cities and family even with family, I'm like, oh shoot, I haven't called or I haven't, it's being really aware, but it's also like you said, just being like really honest, like, hey, sorry, I haven't been doing very well as a friend or a daughter or whatever. Just so you know, I love you. And maybe that's all it takes.
It's all it takes. And it's also like, I need to also say, like, if I miss this one work meeting, like how is that going to impact like my life? Whereas like my girlfriend really needs me right now. I'm just going to go have lunch with her. It's okay.
Yeah.
Like that's also why we've got 20 other people working there to help, you know?
Priorities.
It's priorities. It really is. And like, I don't do it well every day, but like, I hope I do it well, in the big picture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah. What's next for Kopari?
Yeah.
Ooh,
I feel like
can I tell?
It's about to pop
Can
off.
you?
I don't know.
Okay. So what's next for Kopari? In our brand DNA, making products as pure as possible has always been part of that. So we're going to just start talking about it more because we haven't like screamed it from the rooftops.
I love that.
So we're going to just start talking about that more. The other thing that has completely taken off and we had no idea.
I know what it is. Go. Exactly.
Yes.
I know.
Child.
I was talking to Amanda. I'm like, girl, it's my favorite.
The deal.
And she's like, we're working on making more because everyone loves it.
We cannot keep this in stock.
I love that people are now doing natural deodorant.
Yes.
God.
Makes me so happy.
It's awesome. So I've been wearing natural deo for like 5 years, but
when did you first hear about? Like, did you hear about aluminum?
Oh yeah, aluminum. Again, my mom, my mom was a hippie, so she was using crystal deodorant 20 years ago.
That's amazing.
Yeah, totally. I mean, you could smell it, but so to actually create a natural or say an aluminum-free deodorant that works is off the charts. So I am thrilled.
Yeah.
And so is everyone else. And then in terms of other products, I'll tell you what we're going to create. We're going to create what our customers are asking for. Their 2 top categories.
Yep. Got to think about what that is.
Yes.
I love you guys too. Like,
I know.
For
Hair.
oh yeah, good one. Hair mask.
And yeah.
What else would you guys guess?
I would guess
You'll be here all night, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if
I guess hair mask and
I was thinking more like intimate.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
But that might be like a big jump right now. I don't know.
You never know.
Okay.
Let's just say we've thought about that
or
for
cosmetics too is my guess.
Oh yeah. What is just last question from me. What does pure as possible mean?
Pure. So we really try and stay away from the word natural because I just feel like everyone uses it and no one knows what it means. So we have really distinct pillars in our natural framework that we've had since the beginning of time. So all of our products are made without aluminum, silicone, sulfates, parabens, phthalates. And we were also just given the clean seal from Sephora.
Cool.
So we align with that. But again, like the term natural, I mean, what does that mean to you and you and this company and that company? So we really try and focus on our free ofs. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And what do those do? Like, what does parabens and sulfates do? It just like...
So there's a different use for all of them,
Yeah.
right? So what we're going to start doing is having that conversation more about why someone would include silicones and why or why not you wouldn't want that in your product so that we can really explain each of our pillars in our no list. So we can just be more clear about our position. But like, for example, in some of our products, we do have fragrance, which isn't necessarily natural, but people want fragrance. All of our fragrance is under 1%. But so that's why we don't want to just go out saying we're 100% natural.
Got it.
Yeah.
What has surprised you the most about starting and running a business like this that has grown so quickly?
The amount it's tested me.
Like
in what way?
Patience-wise or what?
In every way. I mean, like,
cool.
Yeah, you really learn so much about yourself. It's so humbling, you guys. And you just learn, there's so much out there to learn and listen and absorb. You also learn to do what you do best instead of trying to do everything.
Yeah. I think that's a good one.
Yeah.
But like there's been laughter, tears, like everything. Exhaustion.
Yeah. What have you learned?
What have I learned?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good point. I totally relate to knowing what you're good at and sticking to that and allowing other people who do other things better do that, because that's how energy and time is best spent. Because I think in the beginning, I've talked about this before, where like we wanted to do a little bit of everything, or I wanted to like help Krista do this and help Chloe do this, because I felt like, am I doing enough? You know? So it was just a matter of knowing where my energy was best served. And just also knowing that I am in the thick of just learning so much about what I'm capable of, and that it's not always going to feel good. You know, like it's just, we're in a very deep pool of learning about how to grow this business, about how to be the best for ourselves, for one another, for our community. And it's not always, you know, the self-talk isn't always going to be so positive. And I just have to be super like aware of that, you know, as time goes on.
I totally relate 100%.
Yeah.
The other thing I really learned is being right isn't important.
That's a good one. Should teach
Which
myself
is
that.
super hard because I so want to be right. I told that to my daughter and she goes, but mom, it feels so good.
Love
At
her.
9.
Mother's
She's
daughter.
hysterical.
Damn,
Oh
that's,
my
I knew when you have two older brothers.
Oh, she's
I'm sure
she's a
she's-
riot. I
I'm sure
can't wait
she's
to show you
insane.
pictures.
Oh,
yeah.
That's so cute.
And she talks like a 40-year-old. I know. He's a
Gorge.
total doll.
Gorge.
Yeah.
Cute.
So
Watch
cute. My
it.
husband's cute too.
I'm
I
sure.
mean, come on.
Hey, we're talking about her 14-year-old son.
Oh my God, it's
He's
so
like,
awkward.
he's hot,
My
you guys.
friends, no, honestly, my friends are like, Gigi, this is
He's
so
got like a wave.
awkward. Yeah.
He's got like a McDreamy wave.
He's in the
He's
room.
listening behind me. He's like playing on his phone.
Yeah.
Don't turn around.
Those
my
blue
God,
eyes, though.
hysterical.
This is great. And we're
Yeah.
we're
Oh,
really,
gosh.
really honored to have Kopari
Join us on tour.
join us
and
on
work with
tour.
us, yeah.
I mean, it's so aligned. It's crazy. And we're proud to share it with our community, which feels really good, you know, because people trust us. And I know people trust you as a brand. So it feels really, really good. And thank you for coming on.
Yeah.
So happy
sharing
to
your
be
story.
here,
And
you guys.
I like need to recognize you too. Like I do love, like I've always recognized your influencer strategy and like the way you guys have approached the market is so young and so fresh. It's like you guys are just doing everything the right way. So yeah, you know, echoing Lindsay's sentiment, we love working with you. We're so happy. You're
Thanks.
here.
We
The
love
best.
working with you too. And
Yeah.
honestly, I'm so super grateful for like everything.
Aw.
Really.
Almost 30 is our discount code, y'all. So,
Yeah. KopariBeauty.com.
My favorite product is the scrub,
Yeah.
the lip stuff. The toner's really
What is
great.
it called? Lip Love?
Lip
Lip
love.
love,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you love?
I
I
mean-
love the body lotion.
I'm going to say the deodorant you're
Oh,
restocking in
yeah.
July. Sorry, Amanda's like, don't say it, but I'm
Yeah.
going to say it because
Yeah.
when it's back, you have to get it.
Yeah.
And it lasts a long time and smells amazing. And when you sweat, it doesn't leave any marks, because a lot of natural deodorants will leave marks on your clothes.
For sure. And this
The one
doesn't.
named
It just
Nameless
slides
does
on.
not. What else do I love? I love the toner. Is amazing. I
Same.
spray it not only on my face but like on my whole body.
Yeah. I'm like into rubbing stuff on my arms now too, like my face
Yeah.
stuff on my arms. And like
Me too.
décolletage.
Chest,
Yeah.
Mhm.
100%. We
Mhm.
need to take care of that area.
Yes.
And the coconut face cream is great. Super
Yeah.
moisturizing.
Yeah.
Love it so much. So yeah, that's our basket, guys.
I know. Yeah. Just go pick those up. Use the code.
All right, guys. Thanks for listening. We love you. Join the secret Facebook group. We'll talk more about Kopari and everything else. And subscribe, rate, and review on iTunes. Share with your friends. We love you.
Yeah. We'll love you. We'll see you on tour.
See you on tour.
Bye.
Bye.
Baby, it hits so hard, holding on to my chest. Maybe you left your mom.
All of our entrepreneurs out there, we have so many of them. I feel like there are so many of our
I know.
listeners are entrepreneurs, which is so rad.
Yeah.
So we're so like happy when we can share kind of stories of hope and like it's not always super easy or laid out, or it's not always very clear where it's going, but to share stories like that of Gigi and other entrepreneurs we've had on the podcast, kind of, they're like expanders, I guess, you know, you can kind of see yourself in them. And the more you expose yourself to people like that and, you know, understand their stories, you can see yourself doing it, which just paves the way.
Yeah. And I'd like to, like, you know, just offering a different perspective too. I think that we hear a lot of the perspective of women entrepreneurs that don't stay at home with their kids, or which is what I'm going to do. I'm going to get someone to help me, you know, whether people have their family or whatever, help them, and then they can continue to work, you know, as normal. But then she also, she provided the perspective of her staying at home with her kids and really being there for her kids, making that decision to be a stay-at-home mom, you know, and then do her business. So I think that was really special too, because I want to share and shout that out too. If you are a mom that's staying home, that's really important.
Absolutely. Okay, guys. So if you loved this episode or any other episode, share it with your friends. And also, Krista and I are currently on tour.
On tour, bitch.
On tour. We are headed to New York and Boston on the 16th. Is that correct? The 16th. The week of the 16th is New York.
Yep.
And
so New York
Boston.
is the July 17th. We're having an event with Alexandra Roxo, Ruby Warrington. And then on Wednesday with Milana Snow, both of those will be at the assemblage. And then Boston on Thursday, the 19th.
Yeah. So
cool.
Buy your tickets at almost30podcast.com/tour. The links are there. New York is almost sold out, so I would get on that. And we will be in Austin and Dallas in September. We will be in Seattle in August. So just check out if you know people in that area and you think they would love to go, send them the link. And we're adding more tour stops as we go along. So we love you. Can't wait to meet you. It's the best. Literally makes our world.
Thank you. And it's the best for us. But like, dude, people leave the events and they have friends. Like, people leave the events connecting with these badass women that are so vulnerable and open. And like, it's really special what we create there. And then what people do in following to that is creating these communities and like doing what they want to do and having new friends. So it's just like, it's good to meet us, but it's really good to just meet the people that are kind of in our atmosphere.
Yeah. The Toronto girls have a group, and then Chicago has a group, but
LA
also
has one now.
I saw at the Chicago event, people are like, "Oh, she lives in my town. Like, we're gonna carpool." I was like, "Huh?"
I know.
Yeah. So it's just it's amazing. So get your tickets. We love you. Have a great rest of your week.
Bye.
You can keep my regrets, baby. I got these scars reminding me to forget.